deepen the connection with the earth. So when you breathe in, visualize you drawing energy from the earth, recharging yourself. And as you exhale, that energy goes back. So there's a constant exchange of energy. So allow yourself to be really present. So feeling stable and grounded, but not stiff, not stuck. So connecting with the Muladhara chakra is the root chakra. So our sense of stability, of groundedness, of really being present. And start using your Ujjayi breathing. So allowing the sound to resonate in your throat, warm the body up all the way from the diaphragm, and also embracing that deeper connection with the body. Feeling the interconnectedness of the mind, breath, and body. Keep your spine long so that your posture is wakeful. Try to hold your entire body in awareness, being conscious on where you need activation, but where you can soften and relax. And the breath is flowing freely. Set an intention for your practice. So why are you here today? So reminding yourself that there are no right or wrong answers. But if we connect to the reason for rolling out the mat, then we can use the practice to navigate towards that intention, towards fulfilling it, making it come true. So if you wish to be stronger, just repeat quietly in your head, I am strong. I am calm. I am creative. And you can stay where you are, or you can bring the hands at your heart. But instead of Anjali Mudra, we're going to go for Hakini Mudra. So just the fingertips touch. The knuckles and the heels of your hands come apart. Your hands are at the region of your chest or the solar plexus, wherever it's comfortable. Very gently press the fingertips together. And focus on the sensations between the fingertips. So Hakini Mudra is meant to help you connect to the solar plexus energy or the Manipura chakra. So the center of your inner strength, of your willpower. So this can help you channel that fire from wreaking havoc into being a channeled energy that can help you transform and build. Just a few more rounds of breath. as we're building towards the crow pose or bakasana, it's a journey of strength and facing your fear. So there is a chance that you may fall on your face. You have to move slowly and with a calm mind. So that helps you build a healthy self-awareness. So you're not going to go too far, like too quickly, but instead you will really focus on the engagement in the body, as well as hone your attention on what's happening right here, right now, rather than allowing the mind to ruminate or plan. So now release the hands down and let's transition over onto your hands and knees. So inhale into cow, exhale cat. So twice more to warm up. Breathe in and out. One more round. Then come back to the middle. Tuck your toes under and push the mat away. So you want to push from the shoulders, squeeze your belly, and then lift the knees off the mat, only a few inches. So feel that engagement. Push from the shoulders and 3 rounds of cat-cow here. So inhale, round your back. It's going to be a lot harder, but you can do it. Exhale, round. Twice more. Breathe in and out. One more, you can do it. Push the mat away. Drop the knees down, feet flat, and slide back for child's pose. Keep the knees together and extend the arms towards the short edge of the mat. Drop your forehead low and breathe into the sides of your body, into the back of your heart. So notice how that felt. And then bring the arms to the left, right hand on top of the left for a side stretch in child's pose. Keep pulling the armpits down, back to the center, and then diagonally to the right. Inhale to the middle and lift yourself back up into all fours. Bring the fingers to face outwards and spread them apart. Gently press down through the fingertips and shift your weight forward and back just a few times. Be mindful of how it feels in the wrists. And then if that felt okay, then bring the fingers to face towards your body. So you might need to walk your knees slightly closer in, press down through the fingertips, and gently sink the hips down, only as far as it feels okay. It's a very intense stretch for the wrists, but we'll need that for the crow pose. And then you can lift your hips up and gently slide down. Just a couple more times. Then release the hands, shake your wrists out, come down onto your back. Bring the knees towards your chest and give them a nice little hug. You can lift your forehead to your knees just to find some length through the back. If you want to rock from sides to sides. Now, keep the shins parallel to the mat, so we've got a 90-degree angle. Tilt your pelvis back, so you don't want to have any gap between your lower back and the mat, and extend your arms out or into a cactus shape, depending how much room you have. So feel the engagement in your core and the hip flexors. Feet are flexed, and then gently bring the legs to the side, but keep the knees glued. Go only as far as you can keep the legs together, and then bring yourself back up. Exhale to the other side. inhale back up. So 2 more rounds. Try to keep the lower back pressing into the mat and really using the oblique strength, the muscles in the sides of your body, supporting the core strength. And then straighten the legs out, keep the arms beside you, feet are pointing, and breathe. So keep the legs together. Allow yourself a few moments for the thigh bones to sink deeper into the hip socket. And then roll yourself up for Navasana prep. So tuck your tailbone under, so roll the pelvis down as though you wanted to roll yourself down on the mat. So it's only a little bit. Then point your feet. And just first of all, you can hold onto your knees or extend your arms. Keep the core engaged. Activate your glutes. And breathe. For 3, 2, 1. Cross your legs. Open through the chest. So every time you work on the core strength where you really use the hip flexors, so like any Navasana shape, it's always good just to cross the legs because that alleviates tension. Next round, either Navasana prep or legs parallel to the mat. Extend your arms. So keep squeezing your glutes. Your pelvis is tilted back and breathe. For 3, 2, and 1. Cross your legs, push your chest through. You can always shake it out. So let's do it again. Find your version. You can even straighten the legs, but if you're going to hold on to them, I'd rather you did the version with the legs bent because you're using the strength of your body to keep this structure. If you can, however, keep the legs straight, do that. Beautiful. Soften your face. You can do it. That's it. For another 3, 2, 1. Cross your legs. Push the chest through. Then slowly tuck your tailbone under. Roll the pelvis down and lower yourself super slowly all the way down. There's no rush. Feet hip distance apart, coming into bridge, just to release the hip flexors. So inhale, lift the hips up. And spend a few deep breaths. Inhaling into the hip flexors, into your core, releasing it slightly. And when you're ready, slowly lower yourself down. Roll yourself all the way up. So we're going to work the negative. And the negative meaning that when you, in theory, come out of the pose, you keep the engagement and slow it right down. So you can keep the hands wherever. I'm going to keep the fingers gently pressing into the back of my head. Roll the pelvis down, squeeze the knees together, and keeping the engagement in the core, you lower yourself down one vertebra at a time. It's really hard, but you can do it. Try to breathe. Do what you can. It's not a competition. Go really slow. And all the way down. Where you can bring yourself back up, we're going to do it twice more. I know you're really excited. So, roll the pelvis down. So we're starting with the pelvis and the lower back. Keep squeezing as you slowly lower. Squeeze your glutes. Squeeze your thighs. Just a little bit more. And come down. I'm regretting now that I said that we do it 3 times. But let's do it. So come on up. You can do it. So strength is built the moment you think that you can't go any longer, but you decide to do it. Even if it's the worst effort that you can do, you still do it. So one more time. Slowly begin to roll the pelvis down and lower one vertebra at a time. Squeeze, 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 and come down. Constructive rest pose for a moment. Feet as wide as the mat, knees in. Take a deep breath in. And a slow breath out. Now grab your block. And we're going to put it between the thighs, so keep them more or less hip distance apart. We're going to come into bridge and then lower down all the time, squeezing the block. So that will really help you gauge what you will need to do in the crow later, as in to bring the energy to the center. So when you're ready, arms beside you. And then inhale, lift the hips up. Exhale down. 3 more times. Inhale, shift your hips as high as you can. Exhale down. Inhale up, squeeze the block. Exhale down. So one more time. Inhale and hold. Squeeze the block for 3, 2, 1, and release. So take a moment to rest. We're going to add on. So if you found this challenging, you can do it again. We're going to inhale, lift the hips up, keep squeezing the block, and straighten the left leg. Then bring it down, shift the hips down. And then inhale, lift up, shift the weight to the left foot, right leg straightens. And then bend it, bring it down. So inhale up, left leg. Exhale down. Inhale up, right leg. And exhale down. Then inhale, lift up left leg and hold it here. Shift your hips higher for 3, 2, 1, and bring it down. Let's do the other side. Inhale up, right leg straight. Hips high for 3, 2, keep breathing, 1, and exhale, bring it down. So you can put the block to the side. For now, constructive rest pose. You can windscreen the legs from side to side. Come back to the center. Bring the knees up towards your chest. Squeeze the knees together and try to bring them as close to your chest, just using the strength of your core. So then you lift your shoulder blades off the mat and extend your arms towards the ceiling, flexing your wrists. So as though you're trying to push something away, your knees are more or less on the tricep or your elbows, and keep pushing, reaching the arms up. So Sonia, reach in front of you and up, that's it. So hold it here for 3, for 2, for 1, keep holding it, and exhale, release. So this was essentially the crow, but in a supine position. We will try to get into a similar-ish shape, but on our hands. But let's practice this core awareness on our back one more time. So inhale your legs up and squeeze the thighs together if you can. If it's too demanding on the hip flexors, you can keep the knees slightly apart. But this is the easier version of the pose, so this is where you can build the foundational strength. So then inhale your arms up, flex your wrists and keep pushing, squeezing the knees in towards your body, turning yourself into a tiny ball, and breathe. Hold it. Hold it. I'm doing it with you for another 3, 2, 1, and release. Bring the knees from side to side. Find your breath if you've lost it. Come back to the center and then roll yourself up, crossing the legs, step back into plank. So feet together, push the mat away. Squeeze your glutes, use your entire body to lift up. And breathe for another 3 rounds of breath. That actually feels quite nice on the hip flexors after all that squeezing. And then drop your knees down and find a child's pose variation that works for you. Arms extended or beside you. Allow the mat to receive the weight of your body. Take a really deep breath in and exhale, release. Inhale, extend your arms in front of you. And exhale, push back into downward facing dog. So pedal your feet if that feels good. Invite any kind of movement to release through the body. Keep the navel drawn in. And then settle in your down dog. So bend your knees, lift the sits bones up. Your thighs are engaged. Really strong architecture here. Observe your mind. And then step, walk or jump your feet towards your hands. Exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, roll all the way up, extended mountain. Exhale, hands at heart, Tadasana Samastiti here. So sun salutation, inhale up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga of your choice. Squeeze your core. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Big breath in. And exhale, push into down dog. 3 rounds of breath. Allow the shoulder blades to wrap around your upper back. And then step, walk or jump, feet to hand. Exhale, fold. Inhale, extended mountain. Lengthen through the body. Exhale, Samastiti. One more time. Inhale, rise. Exhale, fold. Leading with your chest, using your core to deepen the fold. Inhale, half lift, decompress the spine. Exhale, into down dog. Inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga, elbows by the sides of your body. Inhale, up dog, roll the shoulders back and down. Exhale, down dog. 3 breaths here. Bring your intention to your mind. Allow it to illuminate your heart space. So even if you find anything challenging, allow your intention to guide you. And then inhale, roll over into plank. What we're going to do from here is bring the knee to the chest, then to the same armpit, and then across to the opposite elbow. So inhale your right knee to the chest. Push the mat away. For 3, 2, 1. Step back. Left knee in. Hold it. 3, 2, 1. Back into plank. Drop the knees down. You can shake your arms and shoulders out. So we're going to split it. And then maybe we'll do it all in one go. So roll the wrists. So quite often you might feel some tension in the shoulders, but that's actually coming from the wrists. So notice how that felt. Did it feel okay? Where did you feel most intensity? Where did you feel most discomfort? And instead of judging the experience, try to evaluate it. So was it because of inflexibility of the wrists, or was it that you need a bit more core strength? So it's all good. You're simply noticing what's going on so you can build on. So coming back into plank. And then right knee to the right armpit. Shift your shoulders forward. For 3, 2, 1. Step back. Left side. And breathe. Keep pushing the mat away. For 3, 2, 1. Back into plank. Then drop the knees down into child's pose, or just shake your wrists out. It always feels like this in the new year. Okay, one more time. So this is the hard one. From plank, right knee to chest, and then twist to bring the knee to the left elbow. And lift it as high as you can. Keep pushing the mat away. For 3, 2, 1. Back into plank. Left knee, chest, and to the right elbow. Hold it. For 3, 2, 1. We're back into plank and into downward facing dog. Find your breath. Invite a sense of release and calm with a deep inhalation and a slow exhalation. And then step your left foot close and outside of the left hand, and the right foot outside of the right hand. So we're in this shape. And then feet 45 degrees out and sink your hips low. So readjust your stance for Malasana or the garland pose. If this feels really challenging, you know what it's like with hips, you can roll a blanket and place it underneath your heels. Alternatively, if you have 2 blocks, you can use blocks, or you can sit on the block. But I'd rather you put something underneath your heels, especially as it's not a yin yoga practice. We're going to stay here for long, but you want to keep that engagement and work with your body to find an opening. Hands at your heart and gently push the elbows into the knees. So this shape is also really important for coming into crow, because you need to have an element of openness in the hips, but at the same time finding integrity and strength of keeping the legs up and in this open position. So I think you've done crow with me before. So Malasana is a really important part. So just another breath in and out. Bring the hands down. You're going to lift the hips up. Heel toe your feet together. Come into standing forward fold. You can hold onto your big toes. lengthen through the back as you inhale. And as you exhale, draw the navel in, and using the strength of your core, you fold over the legs, bending your arms out to the sides. You can bend your knees if you need to, but then begin to shift the weight onto the balls of your feet. Practicing equanimity, not judging the experience, allowing the body to open organically. Tuck your chin towards your chest. And then inhale, straighten your arms. Exhale here. Release your big toes and press the fingertips down in front of you. Shift the weight onto the left leg and extend through the right leg. So modified warrior 3, Virabhadrasana 3. Keep the standing leg engaged, so the thighs engaged. You press down through the foot, and it's like you're sending roots. Using your padabandha, so the foot lock, pressing equally through the outer edges of the feet. Back leg is engaged too, hips are square, and just stay on the fingertips, and maybe if you want to play with your balance, you lift the hands, keep them at your heart. Roll the shoulders back and down. Stay here for 3, 2, 1. Bring the hands down. Lower the right foot. Coming to the other side. So fingertips down. Wherever. If you want to use a block, you can also use a block. And begin to lift the left leg. So you want to press through the right leg whilst lengthening through the spine. So reach out through the crown of the head. The spine is long, but at the same time you push the left leg back behind you. So it doesn't matter how high you lift the leg. Engage the right thigh. Maybe come onto just a couple of fingertips. And if you want to play with balance, hands at heart. Find that quiet place in your head. And one side is usually stronger than the other. It's okay. Just another breath in. And exhale, release. Come into forward fold. Inhale, slowly roll yourself all the way up, extended mountain. And exhale, arms behind you. So shake your legs out. I'm going to do a transition now from a balancing pose into another balancing pose. So all the balances today. Just see how you get on. If keeping the leg straight for the whole duration of the movement is too much, it's fine. From keeping it straight, you can bend it and then transition to your warrior. So, spread your toes wide, that's your base. Shift the weight to the left foot, right knee up, and extend it. Flip your palms, interlace the fingers and flip your palms up. And then lower the right leg, and like a pendulum, come into your warrior 3. Hold it for 3, 2, 1. And back into the balancing. Lift the right leg. And release the other side. So maybe it's easier to start with the hands. So up. Brace your core. Lift the left leg. Keep it straight. And slowly transition. Keep your body nice and straight. 3, 2, 1. And we're coming back. Keep the left straight. And release. Well done. Shake your arms and legs out. Okay, grab your block or a couple if you have them. Going to come into another malasana, and from malasana straight into bakasana. So our lovely crow pose. So find your malasana to begin with, and find a position where you're comfortable so you can go quite deep. So the closer you can keep the knees to your armpits, the better. And then squeeze the knees into your arms. And notice how that feels. Where is the engagement? How is your breathing? So hold it here just for another moment. And then release the pose. You can sit down. I'll quickly demonstrate what crow looks like. And then I'll show you how we can use the block to help us gain access into this pose. So whilst it might be tricky at first, like anything you do for the first time is, once you get the hang of it and you build the muscle memory, then this pose is really fun, and it's also one of the foundational arm balancing poses. So it's good to learn the basics of it, because then you can take it and apply it to other arm balances. So with the hand position, so I like to get really deep, and my heels are lifted, but I've got that hip opening. So then you want to go as deep here as you can, and place the hands down, fingertips pressing down. And from this moment on, you negotiate with gravity. So you can't go too fast because you're going to go over onto your face. You have to do it calmly and with control. So like in chaturanga, lead with the shoulders, hook the knees just above your elbows, and 1 foot at a time, transition. Feet are pointing to keep that energy in the body. Lead with the shoulders and have faith in yourself. So your fingertips and the heels of the hands work to keep you, obviously, from falling. But then if you feel like this is enough, you come down. So, how you can use a block for this? I prefer it to use it in front of me so I can balance my head on it, because quite often that's what you're more worried about, that you don't want to fall on your face rather than, lift up. So from your malasana shape, then if you begin to shift forward and lift 1 foot of the mat, you can rest your forehead and push your weight into it. So it will keep you from falling. So try that. And still, it's, wobbly enough so you feel the feedback and you can gauge whether you're putting too much weight on it or not enough. So this is where the strength in the shoulders and core really come together and complement each other. If it doesn't feel like it's going to happen today, it's okay. It is a journey of strength and flexibility, because you need to have that openness in the hips to be able to hold it. And then the strength in the hip flexors to keep the legs in this position. So if the crow isn't happening today, it's okay. Work on keeping a deep seat, like that you're kind of like cocooning yourself, or like an embryo, and shift the weight forward, and you can gauge what's happening. Where is my weakness? What's stopping me? Maybe you can shift forward, lift 1 foot of the mat, then the other. So today in the morning I tried it with a variation, And I could really feel that my hip flexors were like, not today. And sometimes if you've done too much core, then some postures might not be accessible because you just haven't got it in you anymore. Oh, well done, Sonia. Ah. It's fine. We learn through the falls. Like, no one likes to talk about it, but, you know, when you were little and were learning to walk, how many times did you fall before you actually managed to walk? And it is frustrating at times, but this is our opportunity to learn. So let's give it one more go before it becomes punitive. And then we will stretch out. So maybe if you need to work on your malasana, just do that. Fingers spread wide and push from the shoulders. And you can lift your hips higher as you transition the weight. We need to push from the shoulders because it's an arm balance after all. One step at a time. Well done. All right, so put the block to the side and step your right foot between the hands, coming into Anjaneyasana to release through the hip flexors. So come up and sink your hips low. So just passive stretch for the front of the left hip. Inhale your arms over the head and roll the elbows in. If you want to, you can reach up and come into a gentle back bend, sinking your hips low. So stretching out the psoas, the front of the body, breathing calmly. Just a little bit more. And then bring the hands down, step into tabletop and left foot in front. Again, notice what's going on in the right hip. Usually one side is stronger, so then it will probably feel a bit tighter. And drag your hips with you. You want to bring them down, but at the same time, lift your spine out of the hips. Bring the arms over the head. You can interlace the fingers if that feels better and come into a gentle back bend, but focusing on releasing through the front of the hip. Sink your hips lower. That's it. And arms down into tabletop. Right leg in front. So now we're gonna stretch and strengthen, but in an eccentric contraction. So we did it in December a couple of times. So it's really good to build the underlying strength in the hip flexors that comes from those passive, lengthened positions. So tuck your back toes and sink your hips. So just for now, keep the hands on your waist or your hips. And then as you inhale, lift the left knee. So that's why you tuck your toes under. So this is where the strength comes in. So the thighs engage, you push out through the back heel. And then lower down, slowly. If your knee is a bit sensitive, use a blanket or something for extra padding. Okay, 3 more times. Inhale, lift up. And exhale, slowly come down. So your thighs will be probably burning tomorrow. Let me know. Inhale up. And exhale down. That also helps you build stability. 1 more time. Breathe in. And breathe out. Come back. Switch legs. Keep your toes tucked. And now you know you will need to use the strength from the foot to lift up. Adjust your position. Hands on your waist. It's all good. Sink your hips low. And then inhale, straighten the leg. Exhale, slowly lower. 4 more times. Breathe in and out. Bring the navel close to the spine. Inhale. Exhale. Keep breathing. Twice more, I think. Inhale. And exhale. I'm going to feel it tomorrow too. 1 more time. Up. And down. Release through the legs. Bring them in front of you. Into Baddha Konasana. So if you want to elevate your hips, it usually does wonders. Hold on to your feet or your ankles. And try to open through the chest. Pulling with the strength of your legs, the knees down. Close your eyes and set your inner gaze at the spot between the eyebrows, the Ajna chakra. So your intuition, the inner knowing, your gut feeling. So you help connect with that center to guide you to know what decisions to make. Then if you want, you can lead with your chest as you round your back and fold over the legs. Keep the Uddiyana Bandha, the core is engaged. Relax through the shoulders and allow the pose to unfold. Inhale, slowly walk yourself back up. Scoop the knees up and then extend the legs in front of you. So feet are flexed, legs are engaged. Tilt your pelvis forward, so open through the chest. Starting with Dandasana, pressing the hands down. Roll the shoulders back and down. Then if you want to, you can grab hold of your big toes or wherever your hands can reach. Focusing on the core strength to deepen your fold. Inhale here and exhale. Fold over the legs, Paschimottanasana. Breathe into the back of your heart. Inhale, straighten the back. Exhale here. And then slowly transition onto your back. You can use the core to slowly lower. Right knee to the chest, left leg extended. And just for a moment, notice how it feels, allowing the right knee to go where it pleases. Just where it feels good. And then guide the leg across the body for a supine twist. Find the place that offers you most nourishment and healing. Breathing in through the center. Switch the legs, so left knee to the chest. Gently activate through the right leg. Just spend a moment here exploring through the groin. And come into your reclining twist. Observe any differences between the sides. Releasing any tension. And working with gravity. Actually let it do all the work. And slowly bring yourself back to the center. Bring the legs up. So feet to face the ceiling, knees apart, coming into happy baby. So grab wherever it feels good. Aiming to keep the ankles over the knees and draw the tailbone down. So your entire spine is in contact with the mat. You can very gently pull onto the feet down to challenge the hip opening aspect of the pose. There's no strain, no struggle. Just find your boundary, find your edge, and play with it. Notice the current state of affairs as an observation. And then slowly bring the feet down. Roll yourself up to seated for a very short meditation. If you need to lie down, it's fine. And one more time, Hakini Mudra, just the fingertips touching, spine is long, and focus on that solar plexus energy, on that inner fire that you adding fuel to. Bring your intention to your mind and connect with Agni, which is the fire deep within you. So what can you do to channel and contain that fire so it's transformative? Feel the sensations between the fingertips. And with each breath, notice that fire is getting brighter and hotter. So you're going to have a deep breath in. Exhale, release your hands, closing the chakra. Come down onto your back for Shavasana. If you have an eye pillow or socks, make yourself ultra comfy. Shavasana is the most important part of the practice. This is where your body, your nervous system, your mind begin to assimilate the lessons of your practice. This is a time where you can remind yourself that you don't have to do anything else, be anywhere else, help anyone else, just simply be and allow yourself to actively rest and restore, connecting to yourself on a deeper, more meaningful level. After you've shifted the energy, unblocked any stagnant channels in the body, everything comes back into equilibrium. Keep breathing. With kindness and compassion, reflect on your journey of strength and the practice of Bakasana. So over time, this pose certainly builds confidence and you'll be feeling more self-assured. There's a lot of that kind of feeling when you work with the core, and arm balances, they do make you feel really strong. When you learn to hold your weight onto your hands, you know, when you learn to bear weight on the shoulders, then you notice how strong you really are. So it really affirms the inner strength that's already within you. Don't need to seek anything outside of yourself. Just practice. Just keep showing up. And transform your fear into faith. You'll stay in your Shavasana for as long as your body needs it, knowing you're doing yourself a great favor. When you're ready to come out, do it slowly and mindfully.